What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about Zach LaVine and the likelihood of him playing that home opener against the Cleveland Cavaliers. I kind of want to talk about and take a deeper dive into some of the things that will help with the return of Zach LaVine, and ultimately some of the things that simply cannot be saved even if Zach LaVine returns to the team. I think we have gotten a fair few good moments and just clarity moments as well from the Chicago Bulls. Depending on the loss against the Wizards as well as the win against Miami, we can actually discuss the things that Zach LaVine can bring to the table if we see obviously the best version of Zach LaVine, and also if we see a very similar performance from the Chicago Bulls in general. Obviously there are things that I'd love to see us change, and I sincerely hope that we do change, even if it's going to take a little bit of time. But at the end of the day, nothing's really guaranteed, and so far this is what we have to go off of. 2 games. Let's talk about what Zach LaVine can provide. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bull Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the likelihood of the Chicago Bulls winning their home opener against Cleveland. Cleveland do not have Darius Garland in this game from my understanding, and it's not necessarily official that Zach LaVine will play this game as well. Zach LaVine has of course been listed with left knee management for the first 2 games, and a lot of people has said that they expect Zach LaVine to play this game against Cleveland, where he hasn't officially been ruled out, but he hasn't officially been, I guess, ruled into play as well. So we'll wait and see on the night, of course, maybe a couple of hours before the game. You'll fully understand if Zach LaVine will be playing this game or not, but everybody kind of expects him to do so. But with all that being said, let's talk about the qualities that Zach LaVine will bring that will help this team, because I think there is quite a few things, especially on the offensive end, that Zach LaVine can do to help this team. For example, what I've seen so far with this Chicago Bulls team is that the star players of this team are getting double teamed constantly. And at the end of the day, because DeMar DeRozan is not necessarily a great 3-point shooter, and Vucevic has been struggling from the 3-point line, as soon as the ball goes to Vucevic in the post, double teamed. They're going to try and massively help out. Yes, obviously Porzingis held his own in the post against Vucevic, but for the most part, they tried to help out. They tried to double team. Vucevic did not get much open looks in this game unless it's from the 3-point line. DeMar DeRozan, as soon as he dribbles in, very, very few times would you see him purely one-on-one with a defender. And if he was purely one-on-one with a defender, 9 times out of 10, he was scoring his opportunities from the mid-range, and obviously even at some stages from the 3-point line as well. So double teams, hedging, everything of that nature is what we saw from the Chicago Bulls, or we saw from other teams against the Chicago Bulls and our star players. So we had to rely on other guys to kind of bail us out of situations. And against the Heat, you saw some of those things work. You saw Io with 17 points. You saw guys coming off the bench like Caruso with Drummond and Goron. Everybody played well in that game against Miami. With obviously the Washington Wizards, there wasn't as many people that stepped up, but obviously again, I think Vucevic with a 24-point night. Then you got guys off of the bench like Kobe White that scored 10 points. Goran Dragic scored 7 points and 5 assists. Drummond with a 10 and 10 night. Altogether, the bench has actually been really good so far for the Chicago Bulls, and that's definitely something positive to see. But with Zach LaVine in the lineup, you won't see that many double teams on guys like DeMar DeRozan and on guys like Nikola Vucevic, because regardless of what Zach LaVine has shown in preseason, his offense is going to be very much respected in the NBA. They're going to worry about what Zach LaVine can bring to the table. They're going to worry about Zach LaVine's catch and shoot ability. They're going to worry about Zach LaVine's ability to get to the basket. They're going to worry about Zach LaVine's mid-range. They're going to worry about Zach LaVine even when he's trying to play make. They're going to make it a priority concern to stop Zach LaVine. So therefore, when you have 3 players at that quality, it becomes much easier for your offense to get into rhythm, because Vucevic will not get double teamed. DeMar DeRozan can still do his thing. Obviously, you still need other players to help out, but all things considered, when you add Zach LaVine to the lineup, you're adding extra danger to the offense. Even if he doesn't necessarily do much, even if Zach LaVine scores 9 points, which no one wants to see, the teams will respect Zach LaVine enough to guard him, and that is definitely going to help out the rest of the other guys. So that's one thing I think Zach LaVine can bring to the table. Another thing is 3-point shooting. Again, a very inconsistent 3-point shooting from the Washington Wizards game to the Miami Heat game. Of course, only 2 games. Not enough to basically say we're going to be a much improved 3-point shooting team, or we're going to be the same as last year, because there's only 2 games of a real big difference there. So Zach LaVine, in terms of what he can bring to the table, is something that our two other stars don't necessarily do very well, and that is going to be able to shoot the three ball well. Hopefully, he has a very good catch and shoot game. He does do a lot of stupid step back threes and stuff like that no one really likes to see, but when he gets the ball in motion, off ball plays, catch and shoot, he's a really dangerous player to have on your team. He's one of the guys I trust the most in the corner. He's definitely the guy I trust the most in a catch and shoot situation. He's been fantastic in that area for a long time now, and I still don't see that ever changing for the Chicago Bulls and for Zach LaVine. So he definitely adds another dynamic in terms of the three-point line as well, which is very good to see. So he adds a lot to the offensive end. He adds his scoring ability, which will make things easier for everybody else on the team, especially the superstars in DeMar and Vucevic. He adds a three-point element that our other two superstars don't provide on a consistent basis. And of course, his defense is definitely something that needs to be worked on. His playmaking needs to be worked on, but he can still do very good things in terms of playmaking. I think him and Bradley Beal are two guys that are focusing on their passing a lot more in recent years, and I think it's working out for both of them. And for Zach LaVine, I know he has a lot of turnovers, and turnovers is a huge issue, and that's something that he's not going to save from the Chicago Bulls. He's going to maybe make it worse, but they are trying to make more, and Zach LaVine, who has the idea to pass the ball as well, could be dangerous. So those are the things that he brings to the table. Let's talk about the things he doesn't bring to the table, because there are quite a few of them as well. Zach LaVine won't save the ball movement of this team. I think it's as simple as that. I think the only person that can really save the ball movement of this team is the actual players themselves wanting to move for each other. That's one thing. And Lonzo Ball coming in as the starting point guard, that will help the ball movement a little bit as well. But altogether, it's the work ethic that you put in on the offensive end that will really determine how well we play. We saw a lot of stagnation in Miami. I know we don't want to really talk about that because we won the game, but we saw stagnation in Miami, and we also saw a lot of stagnation against the Washington Wizards. Zach LaVine coming into the team will not make everybody just want to go cut to the basket. At the end of the day, the ball movement and the stagnation is going to remain very much the same with Zach LaVine in the lineup. So it's going to be up to the Bulls players currently in the team right now to change that. Everybody has to. It's not just Zach LaVine's job, but that's not going to help. Zach LaVine coming in is not going to make everybody cut to the basket. It's not going to make an offensive, weapon in terms of creativity and everything like that. It's not going to happen that way. So everybody on this current team, including Zach LaVine and everybody already involved, has to make that effort themselves. It's not going to change with one player coming in. Maybe with Lonzo Ball, things can change a little bit more, but Zach LaVine will definitely not be the guy to change the ball movement and stagnation of our offense. Obviously, I don't necessarily think he can help us with our turnover issues either, which I've mentioned before. Bulls have had a couple of big turnovers in these last two games. Again, with Washington, we actually started off very well. We started off with very few turnovers, and Washington were turning the ball over left, right, and center. But then in the quarters after that, it was vice versa. Washington kept the ball. We turned the ball over. We obviously couldn't score, and then Washington go on their big run. So again, very important there, but I don't think Zach LaVine is going to solve our turnover issues either. And I also don't think Zach LaVine is going to solve potentially our defensive issues. A couple of the times we have seen open three-point shooters for both sides, the Heat and the Washington Wizards. And again, for some instances, we got made to pay from that. Others we didn't. Others we let slip. But there were a couple of times that Bradley Beal had open mid-ranges in the game against the Chicago Bulls. And that's one of the best mid-range shooters in the NBA, Bradley Beal is. Same with DeMar DeRozan as well. But again, you can't leave those guys open. Porzingis was left open a couple of times. You can't leave those guys open. Defensively, we still have a lot of work to do in that area. But our bench defensively, I think, is very much stronger than our starters. So maybe there has to be change in rotation. Maybe there has to be changes in the starting lineup to maybe balance it out a bit, because I don't know if Zach LaVine brings the right balance defensively, but he definitely adds offensive firepower to the team, and you have to, respect that when he's on the floor. The last thing I want to talk about in terms of, Zach LaVine coming in, I don't actually believe he's going to really help our slow starts to games, because I feel like the problem with our starting lineup is not necessarily the quality of the players. Vucevic has played two good games in my opinion so far, even though he sucks in terms of efficiency right now. DeMar DeRozan's played 2 great games. Io played 1 really good game. Caruso played a really good game. Patrick Williams is probably the guy that probably needs to be moved from the starting lineup. But Zach LaVine coming in, there's still no real big energy player in that team in the starting lineup. I think Caruso is the one that we brought in for that, but we need energy in the team. Does Zach LaVine provide energy as a player? I think he provides good quality. I think he provides offensive firepower. I think he makes us an element of dangerous that makes us really, really strong, makes us the strongest we can be. But energy, I think, is the big part of this team. And that is not really been shown for the Chicago Bulls in terms of the starting lineup. Our best play has come from the majority from our bench. Our best defensive plays have come from our bench. Our best highlight plays have come from our bench. Our best energy plays has come from our bench. Our bench is doing a great job so far. And Zach LaVine coming in will make our starters play a little bit better, I would hope, but I don't think it fixes the slow starts, and I don't think it fixes the energy of our starting lineup as well. So we got to look to that as well and say, I don't think Zach LaVine can fix every problem that we have, but he could definitely give us a little bit of bonuses that we definitely need as a team, especially offensively. So let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. Again, he's expected to play against the Cleveland Cavaliers. That's why I'm making this video. And after 2 games of experience watching this Bulls team, I think he can add to this team. I really do. I think him in the starting lineup makes our team, of course, with Lonzo Ball coming back as well, the best it can be. I think Zach LaVine can be a huge addition to this team, a huge bonus to this team. But we have to see it first and foremost. We have to see the real Zach LaVine, not the preseason Zach LaVine as well. But if we see the best version of Zach LaVine, these are the things I think he can bring. And those are the things also I think that he just can't say from this Bulls team. It's going to be up to the players, up to the head coach, up to everybody to internally focus on those things. And if we don't focus on those things, we're going to see a lot of very similar problems that we saw last year. So let's wait and see what the Bulls can do. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.